Hey.
Huh.
So I just wanted to check in, see how we're feeling. We've been not drinking for, I want to say it's like 33 days maybe?
Yeah?
Let's check the counter.
What's it say? Where are we at?
1 month, 4 days, 11 hours, 37 minutes, 26 seconds. So, you know, I think they're calling a month 30 days. So, like 34, almost 35 days. No drinking. What are your initial thoughts? Because I think this is kind of an important milestone to document for other people if it helps other people, but definitely for us, for future us. I think, because we didn't really set like a timeline for this. We were going hard over the holidays, and then between like wanting to utilize our time off from work to drink and relax and have a good time, and then streaming, drinking is like an integral part of our streams. And then even when you're on the road with a crew who wants to drink sometimes, it's just like we were not and then the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, November and December and October, November, December, just really just like stack back to back to back with like holidays that have a lot of drinking infused, family gatherings and whatnot. So we didn't really set a timeline, but we just wanted to see what difference it would make. So what have you noticed over the past month?
Well, one big thing for me is it's nice to not wake up feeling like crap and spending the whole day in bed because I feel like crap because I'm hungover, and then I feel better around 7 or 8, and I feel like I've wasted a whole day.
Yeah.
Just sleeping and feeling gross.
So the whole like recovery day thing, you get your day back.
Yeah, I don't miss that feeling gross.
Right.
Don't miss that at all. It is nice. I feel good. There's those times where you're like, man, I just kind of wish I could just have a drink right now just to relax. But then, for me anyway, one drink just turns into, oh wow, I've finished half a bottle.
Yeah.
Where did the evening go?
Yeah, it goes down real smooth. So I agree. Somebody on the last crew that we worked with asked me like if I noticed like what I noticed as a difference, and my answer was like, even now, if I just don't get a lot of sleep, like if I get a very small amount of sleep for whatever reason, I can't fall asleep, or just because of the schedule, or because I'm a bit of a night owl by nature. So if I have to get up really early for work and I end up staying up late anyway, then it's like just being tired doesn't faze me now, because I'm used to not sleeping well after we've drank. So then I'm like kind of hungover and tired, and if you're just tired, it's like 100 times easier to just get up and be like, okay, well, I'll just drink some coffee and
be fine.
And go about my day, and I'll be fine. Yeah, so that lack of needing a recovery period has been really cool. I feel like it's really helped my like motivation to do stuff, because like we would just like take off, you know, we would have like, let's say, a Saturday off, and we would stream, we would drink, we would stream, we would eat food late, like bad food late at night, and that was our whole Saturday. And then Sunday was like, what do you want to do today? I just feel like taking it easy, because even though we had the day off before, we didn't take it easy.
No.
So then you have a whole day where you just take it easy and then you don't get shit done. I feel like I finally put up the shower head that a year later, a year after living in this apartment, I finally got the shower head that we wanted up. We have a ton of YouTube content in the pipes, which not necessarily a direct result of having stopped drinking for a month, but certainly I would say it contributes. I mean, our schedule always affects how much time and energy we have to record and then for me to edit.
Yeah.
And we went really hard in January with work, and then February has been slower than we were hoping, but that just gave us more time. And I think normally we would have filled that with a ton of drinking.
Yes.
Like the very beginning of the pandemic, when suddenly I didn't have work for months and you were just working from home, it was like
all the time
off to the races.
Yeah.
So I think we probably would have done that if we had still been just going about our regular drinking. But we didn't, and so that's when I was like, all right, let's record like this and this and this. I got all these videos downloaded. Let's react. Let's do this. Let's do that. And so I feel like that's a bit of a side effect. Is just like having more motivation.
Yeah.
An area that I have strong ties with drinking and doing an activity is writing, and I haven't been feeling as like writey lately. I've noticed.
Okay.
My scripts and stuff that I have kind of baking slowly in the background. Haven't really had any inspiration there because there's just such a strong tie to like having a drink and just like writing down some stuff. Lots of famous writers, novelists and screenwriters were like heavy drinkers. So I think that there's like something there that I haven't really been feeling as much, but other stuff we've been doing more of, which is exciting.
Yeah.
More energy, which kind of goes into like the not having a recovery thing. You've been pretty good about going to the gym. I have not. However, just by not consuming the calories, which also means generally less soda.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not drinking it straight, I'm mixing with Coke Zero usually. So there's less inflammation from the sugars. And we were just talking about this. We are about to order a pizza.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, we've been doing really well with not eating fast food. When you're on the road working, it's tough. Options are limited. The times, just because of the work schedule, the times that you're able to eat, the stuff that's open is typically crap.
Yeah.
Typically fast food. It's actually really ironic to talk about this. We had gas station hot dogs, and we're going to get a pizza.
For lunch today.
But we've been doing well generally.
Yeah.
Because you were just saying last night how we haven't had Taco Bell in a really long time.
A very long time.
Which was just like such a go-to, would be like get really drunk streaming.
And then order late night food.
Order it in the last 20 minutes of the stream so that it's at the front door when we wrap the stream. Like that was a whole route.
Oh my God,
we
yeah.
had.
And then we would just eat it all.
Oh yeah.
And go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sounds real good to me, actually. But how much weight have you lost?
I don't even know. I haven't weighed myself. But my clothes feel not as tight. Especially my pants.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I try not to focus on the scale because then I just focus on that number. But if I go by how I feel good.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Drinking more water.
You look good. Definitely drinking more water.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking good. For me, I feel like when I don't check in with the scale semi-regularly, that's when it's easier for me to slip. Because if I have a few days, especially if I'm on the road, if I have a few, like when I was in Jamaica, being at the resort and not being able to go anywhere else because of the company's COVID policies, we had to eat at the resort. And the one place that was open the most convenient hours was the buffet. And I eat way more food. I would never order the amount of food that I eat at a buffet. I would never order that at a restaurant. Even if someone else was paying and they were like, don't worry what it costs, I would not order 3 plates of food. But when I go to a buffet, I'm just like, a little of this, little of that.
Never ending.
And so I felt like I did not do a good job on the eating when I was in Jamaica. But it was really humid, and not drinking and being really humid and working hard. That was a hard show to work on. Balanced it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I was down a few pounds, which I was happy about. And all in, like, I weighed myself today. I'm down 9 pounds since my highest weight. Which,
that's really good. Yeah. Well, I've noticed you are looking really good.
It's the only way I could fit into this dope shirt you got me that is running a little small. 9 pounds ago, I would not be comfortable wearing this.
But you look good.
I would maybe wear it as like a pajama shirt.
Yeah.
I do hate that my sleeves ride up and my pale fucking arms show.
Well, that's just, you need a tan.
Yeah.
That's
separate.
That's a whole separate thing.
But yeah, I've noticed some shirts, because I have like kind of a regular rotation of shirts that I wear for work, not including the ones I just bought, but just like a regular rotation of like either our KaytotheWhy merch or some of like the TKO shirts that I've purchased. They're kind of like in my regular rotation for stuff that I pack for work. And those are fitting a little more comfortably. And they're falling on me a little more comfortably, which is cool. I like that. It's so gradual when you gain weight. You don't really notice until you're just like, man.
Until you're trying to put on that one shirt
that you haven't worn for a while.
And you're like,
oh, this is a little.
Wait a minute.
I kept thinking everything was shrinking in the laundry.
Totally shrunk.
I don't think the laundry is as culpable as I've thought it to be over the past couple years. But yeah, it's such a gradual thing, especially because I don't really take a lot of pictures of myself. At least not ones that I keep. Like if I take a picture and send it to you, I'll typically delete it from my phone very shortly thereafter. So when I would look back at pictures from when, like, pictures that I would have posted online that were ones that like my mom had taken or like family events or whatever, or like Chad would take a picture or whatever, I would look back and it'd only be 5 years ago. I guess that's kind of a long time, but it would be like 5 years ago and I'd be like, fuck man, like I got rid of that, hoodie so long ago because it just didn't fit. And that was how many 20 pounds ago that I got rid of that. So that was how I would notice most, would be like looking at old pictures or just, putting on something you hadn't worn for a while, especially when it gets cold in Texas and I bust out some winter stuff I haven't worn in a long time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh man, this was my favorite, like, zip up or whatever. And now I can't even zip it up, or I look like a sausage packed into it.
Oh.
So those are the times I would notice. And weight loss is gradual too. So it's kind of frustrating because that's why I like the scale, because I can see a numerical value that's a difference. Whereas when I look in the mirror, I might not see the difference, but when I look at the scale and I'm like, oh wow, I'm a pound or two less than I was, a week ago. That's a noticeable difference. So that's why I like to use the scale.
All right. That's good.
What else have you noticed? What else have you been thinking or feeling?
For me personally, I used to, when you weren't here, when you would be at work, I noticed I was drinking because I was bored, or you weren't here and so I was like lonely, or if I had a really crappy day at work, I would just drink the feelings away. And for me, I know that's not good because then I just kind of hang on to everything and then just blurst. It'll blurst, like blurst of times kind of thing.
Yeah.
Blurst out. And that's not good. But for me, I've noticed not drinking, and with the help of therapy, I can kind of work through all of that now. Like, so much easier. A whole lot easier for me. So my mental health is...
Just like clarity?
Yeah. It's just like 2 months ago, I would have just like keeled over and had a horrible panic attack. But now it's like, oh, okay. No, it's not that bad. This is what I have to do. Got it. Where before I would have just like, fuck, what am I going to do? I don't want to think about it. I'm just going to drink so I can go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I don't do that.
Yeah. And, you know, I think back, I had a lot, like, drinking changed for me years ago because I had a lot of that in my early to mid 20s. And I got sick of it. And it was after, you know, like a DUI where I stopped drinking for like a year. And I mean, I had to. Legally, I had to. But I did it. And yeah, at that time too, I lost weight. I was more energized. I had like a crazy busy schedule back then because I was in school. I was in college. And I was working full time, and I had a major and a minor. So I was taking like 16, 18 credits a semester. It was a packed fucking schedule. And still trying to be social. And as a film student, it was even harder because everything for your homework is like a group project because that's how films are made. Mm-hmm. So it was really hard to even like find time in a schedule to have my restaurant job, which is busy on the weekends, and also try to work on other people's films or get people to work on my short films. But, you know, like just when you throw drinking into all of that, it makes everything even harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I sorry to interrupt, but I didn't have as much of that in the later years because I had so much of like drinking sadness away or trying to, or just drinking to fall asleep. That happened for me in my 20s, so it didn't happen really as much in these later years. But all the other effects of drinking, like the like lethargy and just like hangovers and sort of losing the ability or the will to like motivate yourself to do something because you're just like, I'll just relax.
Yeah, totally.
So I still had all that. Any other big changes you've noticed, or is there anything else?
Oh man. I don't know. I feel like I'm on this.
No, just if there's anything else.
No, just for me, it's been nice not feeling like crap.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of time off just recently, and I feel like we would have just drank that whole time off. We would have gone hard one day and then not done anything for 2 days and then gone back and do it all over again.
Yeah.
We would have spent this time off doing that. But this time
And it's not like our schedule, or it's not like our activities were drastically different.
No. I mean, I'm not, so...
Like, we kind of did all the same things we would have done, maybe, just not drinking.
Yeah, and I guess I don't want people to think, because this is the second time I've stopped drinking. First time I was 17 months sober. It was because, for illegal reasons. I guess I don't want people to think that, for me, I stopped drinking because I was becoming some enraged alcoholic that wasn't wasn't able to carry on with my day, or I needed it to get through.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of that.
Yeah, that, that's probably a disclaimer I should have put at the front of this, but
I just needed like a mental, I just needed a reset.
and
just a reset. Let's get some stuff in check before I decide to drink again.
Yeah, and I'm excited that we're living in a time now where like those hard resets are becoming much more socially acceptable and not questioned. And maybe it also comes with our age, because like if you just, when we were in our like 20s, if you were just like, I'm gonna stop drinking, people would, I think our peers would be like, yeah, what the fuck, are you a pussy? What's going on? Like it would have been, you would have gotten some shit for it. Whereas now I think like, my younger brother's in his 20s and I mean has only barely started drinking, but I think like if he was drinking a heavy amount and then suddenly stopped, I don't think he would get as much shit from his peers as we would have at his age.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's like if you're gonna go to therapy, people aren't like, oh, something must be wrong with you. They're like, good for you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna stop drinking, people are like, nice. Because everyone we've talked to, our friends, we even went out.
Yeah.
We went out to bars.
Yeah.
Literally bar hopping, not drinking with a bunch of friends of ours. And if you're one of the people who tunes into our stream, you know who they are. Spilly and Splish Splash, and Mark is a good lad, and Spills is boyfriend.
Yeah.
And some other friends of theirs.
And we hung out.
And we just hung out. I mean, it was fun. We had a good time. It is weird to be, I mean, they didn't make it weird, to be clear. They didn't give a shit. No one cared that we weren't drinking. And no one pressured us. And I mean, you found some like crazy good concoctions.
What I used to do when I was going to AA, I just learned, for me, it wasn't so much the alcohol, it was having something in my hand to drink.
Totally. And that's a psychological thing that's been well established is, like if you're nervous somewhere at a party or a business, like a business thing, you need something in your hand. That's always why like, like those Austin entertainment events, there's drinks and food, like hors d'oeuvres or whatever, finger food. People just need something in their hands to feel comfortable. Yeah.
So I was just getting club soda with pineapple and cranberry juice,
which was super good.
Drinking that, yeah.
It was, I mean, easily you could dump vodka in that and you got yourself a banger. But you could have a drink. It honestly looked like a cocktail.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even look like you're out of place. You don't have to feel awkward about it. It was great. And like no one gave a shit. No one pressured us. Everyone was just like, oh, cool. Like, how's that going? Like, no one was like, oh, like, what happened?
Yeah.
It was fine. So I'm glad that we're living in a time where people, like, social media is another one. A friend of ours posted today or yesterday on Facebook that they're going to be stepping away from social media and taking a break. No one in the comments was like, what the fuck, weirdo? Everyone was like, good for you. Proud of you. Go for it. I did it myself and it was great. Like, we're in an age now where like self-help and like just doing stuff for yourself isn't questioned as much, at least. And I love that. And it's made it easier for us because, when we tell people we work with or when we tell our friends or, even on stream, especially on streaming and drinking were like hand in hand. Yeah. It was like that was like the commensalistic relationship that those two things had. It was a huge part of our stream.
It was, yeah.
And I mean, it was fun as fuck. Don't get it twisted. But we're also better hosts, I think, while we're not drunk. And like no one
cared.
Gave a shit. Yeah, they were just like, oh, cool. And our audience like drinks and smokes or whatever they like to do. They just still do it. They don't need us to like shepherd them into drinking or anything. They just do it if they want to do it and have a good time, and we aren't doing it right now, and no one cared.
Yeah, and I think if and when we do drink again and stream again, I think now we can see drinking and streaming not like, I think before we were treating it like a job. We're like, oh crap, we have to go buy a bottle before we stream today.
That's true.
We gotta make sure we have enough for 2 days of streaming.
Oh, it's true.
Now, if and when we do decide to drink, it won't be, for me, a chore. It'll be
a treat.
A treat.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is how it started.
Well, yeah, but then we just,
it just morphed into a job.
It just indulged too much.
You're right though. That's. Oh man, that's right. I totally forgot that we were literally like, hey, like I'm gonna be home, Friday around 2 I land. By the time I get my car and get back,
have a bottle.
Can you go get the bottle? Because I'm not gonna get back in time or whatever. Yeah, it really did become like a job.
Yeah. So now, if and when, it'll be like, oh, we're streaming today. Oh, we can have some drinks.
Yeah.
And again, this is just me speaking about myself and how it's been. Now I know like my limit. When I know like, okay, I'm gonna just cut it off here. I'm not gonna drink anymore. I'm just gonna drink some water now. I'm cool. Whereas before, I think I would try to keep up. And I'll use you as an example because you're the person I've been drinking with the past almost 2 years. I would try to keep up with you.
Like, I can't even keep up with me.
Yeah, but I know like
I get away from myself.
Yeah, and when I met you, I had just started drinking again.
Yeah.
I was still new to it.
Yeah.
And I just went way hard, and I didn't know what my limit was anymore because I was sober for so long, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drink," and I didn't learn how to pace myself. I didn't learn moderation. I just went balls to the wall with it. And it caught up with me, and it wasn't a good thing. I didn't learn to watch myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first night that I drank after not drinking for a year was the night that I blacked out and shit on someone's porch.
Yeah.
And like totally ditched my friend who came up to visit me before he left for army.
Yeah. So now I know, if we decide to do it again, this is how much I know I can do. And after that, I'm just going to stop because I don't want to wake up the next morning like, what did I do? Why is this whole chunk of the evening, why can't I remember what I did? Like that one time we were playing Xbox, we were playing hockey, and I told you, I remember playing hockey, and then I woke up on the couch and I was like, last thing I remember, we were playing hockey on Xbox. Why am I on the couch now? What happened? I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like not remembering. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
On the app that we have where it says, why are you doing this? My reason was I don't like not having control of my emotions or not remembering anything.
Yeah.
And I it was just a big thing for me. So now I know, okay, all right, I'm right here. I'm just going to stop. I'm just gonna chill and drink some water and just enjoy the evening. I don't need to get blackout drunk. No,
yeah,
I don't
think
need to do that.
For me, it would just be like having a good time and drinking. Let me flip it. Drinking and having a good time for me would lead to more drinking because it was like cause and effect.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I'm having this much fun in drinking, if I continue drinking, I will continue having more fun. Yeah. But it had the opposite effect because you would hit a point where you black out or you get sick, you start feeling sick or you get the spins. Like that's all shitty.
It's horrible.
And so then a good time becomes a bad time.
Quickly. A good time can quickly turn into a horrible, horrible night.
Yeah.
That I either don't remember or I wish I could just take back and have that never happen at all.
Yeah. So for me, one of the things I'm happiest about is actually for us, because we've both been very honest about like, man, I really feel like drinking tonight. In the past, we would just be like, all right, let's go get a bottle. It's 7, they're still open, yeah. Let's go get a bottle.
Or it's 8:45, we got 15 minutes.
We can get there. Yeah. We gotta go now.
Yeah.
But we just proved to ourselves that we can have that craving and just be like, yeah, but we're not drinking. And be like, yeah, you're right. And then that's it.
Yeah, and then, okay, moving on. What I used to do when I got that urge, I would practice something like performance.
Yeah.
I would be like, I have the urge to drink. I'm just gonna go work on this until that feeling goes away.
Yeah, I think, when I was young, especially when I was in college, and I literally lived 50 steps from a gym, from one of the campus gyms. It was right across the street from my dorm. Like, you could not be closer unless you lived in the locker room. So it was really easy for me to not have an excuse, like, I should go to the gym, I should go work out. And now, like, I just realized I hate working out.
It's okay.
I just hate it. I just don't enjoy it.
It's fine.
The only thing I really want to do to work out is build my back muscles, because being a camera operator strains your back muscles, and the stronger those muscles are, the easier my job is. So that's really like the only thing I want to work out. Just so I'm not as sore.
Yeah.
But like, I literally just hate going to the gym. So for me, that used to be like, when I was living, I graduated college and I moved out of State College, which is where Penn State is located. I moved 30 miles away to a small town called Belleville, and that was like a really tiny Amish community type town. There was not a lot popping. And it would take me about 30 to 40 minutes to get to my jobs, which were in State College, every day. And so after I graduated, I spent a year living there just to save up money before I moved to Texas. And I was pretty much alone all the time because I lived so remotely. And I had 3 jobs. So I worked all day, every day. And I had to drive 30 minutes to get into civilization. So I had a gym membership, and I would get breakfast and sheets and eat it, and then drive the final 20 miles in, go to the gym, work out, shower at the gym, and then go to work. And I would be energized all day, and I wasn't really drinking. Occasionally I would, just whenever it fit into my schedule, but pretty much I wasn't, because I was trying to save money, and I just wanted to make as much money as possible, and my schedule was packed. So like, gym was easy, because it was like, I drive into town, I go to gym, I get energized and jacked up for the day, and then I work all day, go home, super tired, go to sleep. And it was great. Now I realize I just hate the gym, so I don't really do that. But it would be much easier for me to say, let me get up and go to the gym. Or when you say you're going to go to the gym, it'd be easier for me to say, I'll go with you, because I'm not hungover and all that shit. But yeah, what I was saying is, I'm most happy that we proved to ourselves, like, we can just have that craving and not succumb to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting, actually. And the app, I've also set it up to track how much money we've been saving.
Oh, yeah.
So we are at... So the way I set it up was, I estimated how much we were spending per day on average, and then I divided it in half, because we would split the cost of alcohol. So whatever we were spending in total, I was spending about half of that, give or take. So the figure here currently is $245, which is $500 between the two of us in just 35 days.
Wow.
Not to mention almost 4,500 calories, which is more than a pound. And then this doesn't even factor in the extra calories we would consume if we were drunk and ordered Uber Eats, or eating shit food late at night, or even just okay food, but a lot of it. And so that's another thing that that's the main reason I got the app, to track it. I just wanted to not have to try to calculate that myself. I just want to be able to look and be like, yo, I've saved $250,
Hell yeah.
which I have taken that extra money, because I set a budget for myself every month. I have a whole spreadsheet that I set up for myself, and that extra money has effectively gone into investments, which have been doing incredibly badly as of late. So, like Mike Birbiglia said, if you want advice on how to turn $1,000 into $220, listen to me. Because the stock market and the crypto market has been absolute garbage lately. But eventually they will go up, and that money will multiply, and that's money that I would have just drank. So that's another, just like having that little reminder every day that I can look at and be like, yo, we were packing in so many calories, we were dishing out so much money. So it's nice. And also, we've been really, really, really good because we have 3 jars of moonshine right now in the apartment.
Sitting in the kitchen.
I worked on a show recently where I was filming people who make moonshine. And both of them were more than happy to give us free moonshine. Hey, this is my own blend of whatever. You should hear it's for you. And, I did try the polite, oh, that's not necessary. But they weren't the type of people to take no. And honestly, listening to them talk about making it, the way they infuse different things, I was like, oh, shit, that actually sounds really good. So eventually we'll crack into those jars. Luckily, alcohol doesn't expire. But, we've been just great. They've been in the apartment for...
I mean, I've noticed them. I've definitely noticed them. But I'm just like, I already put in this much work. I don't want to waste it all now. Like, I don't want to just throw it all away.
Yeah, it would be...
It would feel very uneventful.
It would. And I think it would probably have a similar effect that I think like a hardcore drug user who's trying to quit, and then they relapse and they have that moment of euphoria, and then once that wears off, you're just like, fuck, man.
You get that post-nut clarity.
Yeah, post-nut regret.
Post-drink regret. Yeah. You're just like, oh, crap. It wasn't even that great.
Yeah, you're right. And I think about that. Whenever we're like, man, I could totally drink. Like, okay, was it last night or 2 nights ago? It was 2 nights ago. We were chilling. We were watching some stuff in the living room. We had the door open because the weather was super nice. Yeah. We have like these rope lights on our balcony that just give a nice soft amber glow. And it was just the perfect night to chill and watch a movie. We were watching the Halloween, the new-ish Halloween movies. New to us. Just chilling, watching those, door open, nice breeze kind of rolling in. It was a very good temperature. The amber lights just softly illuminating. It was like 6-ish p.m., 6, 7 p.m., so the sky was not completely dark yet. And it's just like that really nice time of night. And it would have been so great to just be drinking some whiskey or shine. Yeah. But we didn't. And we still enjoyed it, but it's great to me that we were able to be like, man, you know what would be great right now is like a fucking whiskey on the rocks. Yeah. And then we were just both like, yeah, that would be awesome.
And then we just carried on.
And we carried on, and the moonshine remained untouched.
Unopened.
Well, they're not like sealed or anything, but yeah, untouched.
We haven't dipped it in them.
Right.
Which is good. Yeah. I hope to get out of all this, for me, I want to just be able to have a drink and just have a drink. Mm-hmm. I'm just having a drink to relax. I'm not having a drink to forget my problems, to drown anything out, to help with sleep. I'm just having a drink because I just want to chill. And then that's it. I don't want it to be tied to because I have to cover up or get through an emotion. That's for me. And I said earlier, I've been going to therapy, and that's helped a ton because now I have these tools in my pocket. Like, I'm feeling this way, but I can do this. I can do this little exercise in my head I'm fine. I'll have a drink and okay, I'm fine. So that's what I hope to get out of it.
Yeah, I think for me, a huge aspect of it was just kind of like we said, like a reset. Like, I was most upset. I was just tired of gaining weight.
Yeah, me too.
I just got to that point where I was like, dude, and I did finally step on the scale because I hadn't really used the scale since the pandemic started. And I finally did step on, and I was like, God damn it, that is the most I've ever weighed in my life, and I hate that fucking number because I remember 10 years ago, which I know is a decade, but 10 years ago, I mean, we're talking like 50 pounds, which is, on a frame my size, that's pretty drastic.
It's a lot. When we first decided we were going to stop drinking, I also weighed myself, and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
But that made me, so, you know, I was super bummed when I, because I also track my calories in an app, and I hadn't really updated my weight in a long time. And so when I put that number in, and it like tracks it as far as like a goal, and I have a goal set on how much I want to lose, and it was just like, you gained 20 pounds. And I was like, well, I actually, I've been carrying this around, actually. I just didn't tell you, app. But yeah, so now since I put that number in, I hated it. I hated seeing that number. I hated putting it in that fucking app. But now I've been logging it every couple of days. And even if it stays the same as like 4 days ago, I'm just happy that that number is lower than the initial one that I had put in. So I like that. That's an exciting aspect of this for me, is actually not changing a whole lot about my life. I'm not exercising more. I'm not working really more or less than I was before. It's kind of averaged out to be about the same. But the pounds are just going down.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah, so that was a huge thing. The money saving, the calorie saving was a huge aspect of this for me. And kind of like you were just saying a second ago, I explained to somebody the other day, someone that we were working with, how I learned a while ago, not learned, what I decided a while ago was that the intention behind why you're drinking is more important than whether you're with people or not. Because I still think that if you were out on the road working and I was sitting here just playing Xbox, chilling with Mazzy, listening to Small Town Murder and having a few drinks, but I'm happy and things are good, I still think that that's better, drinking by yourself happy, than if you go out to a bar with a bunch of friends and you're fucking miserable and you're upset and you're just trying to drink to forget, or your plan is to black out and just like zap out of your reality. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. So if you're drinking and you're in that mental state, it doesn't matter to me that you're surrounded by people. It's still worse than if you're drinking at home by yourself and things are good and you're happy and you're just drinking to enjoy some drinks.
Yeah, and drinking will definitely amplify those negative feelings that you're...
Yeah, I think drinking amplifies any feelings.
That's true. Well, again, I'm only speaking for me again. It would just make me feel 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And then the only difference was I wouldn't be able to hold it anymore. I would just start crying in public.
Yeah.
And what a fool I would look. So I want to be in a better headspace, and I'm getting there. I'm seeing it. Just in like sitting down and like watching TV, I can like tell for me that I'm not focusing on crappy stuff. I'm just chilling. I'm doing better. So yeah, I want to be in a better headspace. I feel like I'm getting there. I don't know, you're the one who deals with me most of the time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
so you know, if and when I drink, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it to.
I agree.
Have fun. Yeah, and so slowly but surely.
Yeah, and I think, I've said for a long time that this is actually like my little like bio quote on Facebook. If you change the way you think, the world will change around you. And I really do believe that. And what I mean when I say that is, if you focus on thinking about blue cars, you're gonna notice blue cars more on the road. So if you focus more on negative thoughts, you're gonna notice more negative things. You're gonna focus more on negative things. If you're in a bad mood when you hit the road, you're gonna get pissed every time you hit a red light. You're gonna get pissed every time someone pulls out in front of you. If you are focusing on more positive aspects of life, or more positive things, or you're just thinking more positively, you may notice more positive things, but at the very least, you won't focus so hard on the negative, on the little negative things. Because what makes a good day or a bad day? Is it how the day starts, how the day goes overall, or how your day ends? What makes it a good day or a bad day? Like I thought about that a while ago, and it blew my mind just to have that thought. Was like, how do I determine if yesterday was a good day? And how do I determine if it was a bad day? Like, what makes me determine that? Is it because I focus on like a certain thing? Like many things may have gone well that day, but I feel like it's just easier to focus on negative. Let's say you get your dream job, like for us in production, like you get put on your dream job. And the same day that you get the call that you're hired, you get into a car accident. The next day, how are you going to think about the day before? Are you going to be like, that was a shitty day because now you have this accident to deal with all these problems, you get insurance, this and that. You're just going to be like swarming with negative thoughts. I think maybe not. Maybe you'll just be like, well, car's a car and I'll get another one and it's not a big deal. Money comes and goes and I got my dream job. Maybe. But I feel like when you focus on negative things, you just notice more negative things. And if you focus on positive things, you notice more positive things. So when you're drinking and you're negative, everything gets amplified. And then the next day you feel like crap because of the drinking. And whatever mindset you went to sleep in, you're probably waking up in a similar mindset. And then like your sober day the next day is just swarmed with negativity. So it's kind of like a feedback loop. That it's nice that we've been able to just decide that we didn't want to drink, and then we haven't done it for over a month now.
I know.
And we still get the cravings. Do you feel like it's easier to manage like the cravings now versus when we started or when we were still drinking?
Yeah, I think it's easier.
I think so too. We didn't impose any restriction on ourselves before we started this, so it was just like if someone was like, "Yeah, I feel like drinking," if you said that and I felt the same, then I'd be like, "Yeah, let's go get a bottle." I feel like that too, and vice versa. I think so. I feel like it's easier because you just train yourself, like you teach yourself that you're able to do it. It's discipline. It's just literally just discipline.
Yeah, totally.
And then once you prove to yourself that you have that discipline, you don't even have to doubt yourself. So it's like, I can do that. Yeah. I can do that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing but a thing. Yeah. All right. I mean, I just wanted to kind of gather some thoughts. I thought it was an important milestone for us and for future us to be able to look back on this. There's possibly other people out there who will see this on the internet, and maybe they'll be able to relate to it, or maybe it'll give them inspiration to want to try to get sober or whatever. And it doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be anything. It can be fucking soda. It can be cheesecake. If you just want to stop eating cheesecake, you are in control of what you put into your body, and it may seem hard sometimes, but ultimately, like, it's only as difficult as you make it for yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know. If you're watching this, if you're still watching this, let us know. Put your thoughts in the comments. This was really just another installment of vlogs on our channel, which are sporadic, but they're kind of just for us.
Yeah.
We just do them for us. So if it benefits you in the pursuit of us making something for ourselves, then that's even better. So if you've made it this far, thanks for joining us, and stick around on this channel. Maybe we have some other content you might enjoy. Do you hate TikTok as much as we do? Check out some of our other videos. But yeah.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts? We'll do Jerry Springer final thoughts.
I don't know. I guess final thought. It can be hard sometimes. It is hard sometimes. But I'm just looking forward to where I can, like when we first met, where we would just drink and have a great time.
Yeah.
And watch stupid stuff, or I would just watch you play video games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I lost track of that, and I want to get to that again. I just want to like have a good time with you.
Carefree.
Yeah, I just want to drink and have fun.
Yeah.
I want to get to that point again. And this is all me for my mental health issues. I just want to chill. That's it. I just want to chill. So I hope to get back to that. So final thoughts. It's hard, but you just take it one day at a time.
I mean, all things considered, we're in a great spot. We've got a great dwelling that we have right now. Mm-hmm. We have well-paying jobs that we're trying to save up money to buy our own dwelling that is going to be sick as well.
Hell yeah.
But we're not struggling paycheck to paycheck. Like, both of us are not that far removed from doing.
No.
That's not very far in our past, having lived like that. So
mine was just a year ago.
It's very easy, I think, for us to appreciate how much fortune we do have, because we're not that far removed from just scraping by. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just trying to focus more on that and get my health back to a place that I'm happier with. And then if I'm saving money in the process, great, fine. If I'm in a better headspace, great. Even better, yeah, just bonus on top of that. But I mean, it's at this point, it's kind of like when you've set a goal for yourself and you hit that goal, and then you just want to see how, like, you say you want to hold your breath for a minute, and then you hold your breath for a minute. You don't just stop at that minute. You're like, now how far past a minute can I go?
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to hit this 1 month milestone. This was like the only kind of goal that I set for myself, at least, was a month. Mm-hmm. Like, I just wanted to make it to that point so I could see the change, see if I've lost weight, see if I feel different, see if I look different. And then obviously I knew in the process I was going to save money, so I just that was whatever. And now that we've hit this month, I'm eager to just keep it going and see how far we go. And I'm not going to stop this until we're at a point where I know that if we decide to drink, I'm not going to feel badly that, like, we ended the streak for this.
I know.
Like, as long, like, I'm not going to drink until I'm at a point where I'm confident that
we'll be okay.
The time that we drink, I'm not going to be like, I ended the streak for this.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, like when we went out with our friends, like if we had drinks while we were out, that would have been fun for like a few hours, and then we would have come home and been like, damn, we were doing so well.
Yeah.
So I'm at that point now where I'm like, let's just keep it going. Mm-hmm. It makes me think of there was a game on Nintendo or Super Nintendo, maybe. My cousin had it, but it was like Snoopy and Friends. And there was one where he's carrying a bunch of pizza boxes that are stacked really high, and you got to like jump over things and stuff. And it's just about like, how far can you get without dropping all the pizzas? And I'm like, I'm ready to see how far I can get without dropping all these pizzas.
Yeah.
Also, I'm ready for pizza.
Oh my God, I've been waiting all day.
So if you stuck around, thank you. But we're gonna go
eat pizza now.
Be pizza trash. So, au revoir.